Overall, I think it was good. Not as good as 2. Not even close. The flow of RPD building, or the RPD building, I should say, is too good. It's too good. And just the total air of mystery around like what's going on and like feeling kind of lost, as Leon and Claire, and like just very out of your element in a way. Leon's first day on the job. Claire's just in town trying to see her brother. And they really get wrapped up in it. Whereas Jill... Oh, wow, they brought the song back. Whereas Jill, like, already being in Stars and, like... I don't know, like... I think they did a good job setting it up in the very beginning with the intro sequence. I like the dream sequences that she has where, like, either she's, getting bit or Carlos gets bit, like... I do enjoy that. I thought that was done very well. It just felt a little too cinematic for me. I definitely have my gripes with the first game, or the original game. Having played it a couple weeks ago, I thought it was very short. I didn't know it was ending. I definitely think this did a better job of telling you this is the end here. So yeah, there's that. I definitely think the game did a better job telling its story than the original. And a linear action style game lends itself to that. But like, I feel like the Resident Evil 2 remake told its story very well with no problem. Like, I don't know. It just feels like they wanted to make an action game. Like those quick time sequences, they just reminded me of Uncharted. And like, I don't know, like, I know I'm 31 years old. Like, I've been playing video games since I was like 2 or 3 years old. Like, I don't like it when a giant button appears on screen telling me to do things. Like, that is such a turn-off for me because it feels like the game just like doesn't trust me to figure it out. And I know that the idea behind them is like, oh, this would be like really cool cinematic, force the camera angle, force the action, but you don't feel like you did anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's cool that. I'm gonna cut this and make this its own video now that I think about it. So like, I don't want to spoil too much if people just want to know my thoughts. But like the way you kill the final boss is just like, I don't know, like it's cool. It's definitely cool, but like that whole sequence felt very weird. And it felt like it did not belong in a Resident Evil game. Like, when you kill the final boss in the original Resident Evil 3, yeah, it's somewhat of a puzzle. You got to push in the power switches. They brought that back. But, like, that was kind of it. You know what I mean? There was really no fight, in a way. You don't have to fire a single bullet in the original final fight. You do here, so it's kind of weird. The amount of save rooms just, like, really turned me off. I don't know. Like, you just run into them constantly. You can, like, smell them coming. I don't know, and like, I felt like 2 had plenty of save rooms, but they felt paced out correctly. Like, there were plenty of like really tough sequences kind of back to back, and then you would find a save room, or you'd be able to get back to a save room. This game felt very linear in a way, because you get cut off from locations, which does not happen in 2 Remake until you get to Nest. When you get to Umbrella, that's when you get cut off. But the entire time you're in the sewers, I'm pretty sure up until the point you actually go to Nest, like get in that cable car with Ada, you can still explore everything in that game, aside from the alligator chase area, like the area behind Kendo. Like, you get cut off from that one section and that's it. But everything else just remains. Yeah. I think I would have liked to have seen them do more with RPD. You kind of just explore that first half like you did in the RE2 demo. I think I would have liked to see more. It was nice to go back, see it, like, kind of, looking a little bit better. I mean, the RE engine's gorgeous, but they definitely learned some things between 2 and 3. I think that this game could have been better, though. Like, I saw a tweet earlier that, like, RE2 was always the weaker game, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. But they had a chance to make this better, and they took some weird direction. Like, they made some weird choices here. Cutting you off from various locations, which I'm pretty sure happens in the original, but like, just because it happens in the original doesn't mean you have to do it here. You know what I mean? Like, there are plenty of differences between 2 and 2 Remake. plenty of differences, but it still feels the same. It still has that same air. This kind of didn't for me. That said, it looks gorgeous, plays great. I love the over-the-shoulder style RE, and I love the dodge mechanic. I love, like, I loved a lot of things about this game, but having just played the original, I feel like this didn't improve on it enough. And it almost felt rushed to me. Like, I don't know. Like, I get that they didn't, like, they have to write a new scenario. You know what I mean? Like, they've got to do all that. But they have a lot to go on. You know what I mean? Like, the original idea is already there. Excuse me. The original idea is already there. So, I don't know. I think I just prefer 2 over this. I definitely prefer 2 over 3, having not even beaten 2 yet, the original. And I definitely prefer 2 Remake over 3 Remake. That said, this is good for what it is. It's fun. I'm glad it was short because Final Fantasy VII Remake's coming out. This is just my ranking screen. Is that Rebecca? 7 hours. 19 saves, 9 deaths with a C. Clear time 7:13, but total play time 9:30. That's kind of weird. Oh, I guess because I continued a bunch. That makes sense. Yeah, I think 2 is better than 3. This was fun. I don't think I would return to this as much as I love returning to 2 Remake. Like, I have replayed 2 Remake so many times because it's just fun. This, I'm going to do all the guides, you know, I'll do all that. And I will enjoy doing that. It's not like a begrudgingly sort of thing. But I don't think I'll return to this game after I'm done covering it with guides. Whereas 2 Remake, I kind of get the itch to play all the time. I don't think I'll get this from that. So I think those are my thoughts. Yeah. Okay.